This is it, the season finale of F1 2014 modded career mode. We're here in qualifying 3, just starting our lap before the timer runs out here, and I believe Lewis Hamilton is provisionally on the front row at the moment. Nico Rosberg trails him in 3rd place as well, so we need to get our qualifying lap in right now to have any chance of winning this championship. Basically, we have to win this race to have any chance of winning the championship. With double points on offer, it's all pretty much win or bust at this stage of the championship. We're 8 points behind Hamilton at the moment, and I believe Rosberg is about that much behind us as well. So pretty much a 3-way fight heading into this final race, and as I said before, we really need to get in this qualifying 3-lap in with a nice and tidy time. I believe Q1 we were fairly pacey. I believe we got a top 5. Q2 again we were position 8, so fairly decent qualifying pace so far. I've used all option tyres throughout this qualifying session as well, so I'm saving all my prime sets for the race because you never know what might happen in the race in terms of strategy and tyre allocations and what have you. So anyway, finishing off the second sector now, coming into the final sector of the lap. We're 3/10 down on Sebastian Vettel's pole time, but I believe we should be able to make up some time in this third and final sector. Toro Rosso doesn't have the best mechanical grip in the world, and Abu Dhabi is one of those tracks that really tests the mechanical grip of the car, so it's going to be a difficult weekend for us. We really need to get this qualifying lap in to have any chance of having a chance of winning the race tomorrow. So anyway, coming up to the penultimate corner now, seem to be fairly hitting all my apexes fairly nicely. It's been a fairly clean and tidy lap so far, maybe even conservative a little bit, but coming across the line we end up in 10th. Well, that is very surprising. Somehow we lost 6/10 in the final sector compared to the leaders. So that's very interesting. Heading into the race tomorrow, we've got a lot of work to do. Wish me luck. So this is it, the final race of the season. We need to win this race to win the championship. Let's do this. And away we go here in Abu Dhabi. Looks like the start has been fairly decent for the first time in my entire career. We're not going to lose a position coming into turn 1. We'll try and take the racing line, get a nice exit off the first corner. Alonso going slowly as we get touch wheels there with Perez. Alonso almost turns in on us as we get held up by Button, who gets held up by his teammate Kevin Magnussen. And now we're going side by side with Alonso up into P7 now. We'll try and dive up the inside of a couple of cars. Rosberg is now down the order into P6. So that's one Mercedes car we've already negotiated so far in this race. Up the inside of Magnussen into P4 now. We're carving through this field as we lose the rear end ever so slightly on the exit of the hairpin there. And now cutting to lap 2, we finally caught up to the back of Daniel Ricciardo. He's getting a bit fishtaily there, stuck behind Lewis Hamilton, I believe. And we take the opportunity up the inside into the left-hander. He leaves us the room, but we're going to go side by side into the final complex, and we grab his position. Now going around the outside of Lewis Hamilton into the left-right chicane in the middle sector. And job done, that's us into the podium positions now. Next up is Sebastian Vettel, I believe. And a couple laps later, we've caught up to him. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. We're going to try and go around the outside, just like we did to Hamilton. And it looks like we might have got the move done. We'll need to leave Vettel a bit of racing room on the outside. He'll have a better exit, though, because he's got the racing line. And it's going to be side by side here through this back straight. He might have DRS, I think he does. So he's going to try and dive bomb us coming up the inside into this third sector now. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? It looks like it's us. And we maintain, or we grab now, the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 8 here. We can see now Vettel is coming back at us with the help of DRS, a bit of KERS and slipstream as well. We try and counterattack back up the inside into the left-right chicane, touching wheels there as we come around the outside. Now Vettel closes the door and he takes back the lead of this race. We're going to have use a bit of slurs and slipstream, and I don't even know what I'm saying, but we're taking back the lead of this race around the outside on the straight. But now lap 9, Vettel coming back at us once again into the chicane, and it looks like we hold it around the outside though. Job done back into the lead of this race. It's getting very tight at the moment. It looks like the tyre wear is now starting to kick in as Vettel is looking ever more threatening as the laps of this race progress. Back up the inside of Vettel now. It's getting very forceful. We both really want this lead of the race. Vettel overshoots the second part of the chicane, and we might be able to outdrive him on this DRS straight. We have the DRS, so we've taken the lead again, and now lap 14. Hamilton has benefited massively out of this squabbling, and now he's coming back at us into the chicane. Looks like we hold the position for now, but tyre wear is really starting to kick in. I need to come in for my pit stop very soon. I believe the scheduled time to come in is around lap 17, but to be honest, I've been losing about 5/10 to about a second a lap for the last 2 to 3 laps, so it's really starting to hinder me, and I'm starting to build up a bit of a train behind me, including some of the leaders, and that's not too good when I've got the Mercedes right behind me, and it's getting very nerve-wracking at the moment, I'll say the least. But now we have a safety car out of nowhere. Somebody is retired from this race. I've made the executive decision to come in straight away for a new set of primes. I think I might have to switch to a 3-stop race now. The original plan was a 2-stop race going option prime prime, but now I think it's definitely going to have to be 3 prime sets to the end, because I was already struggling for tyre wear as it is. Coming in earlier than what I should have, it definitely means I need to come in for an extra pit stop later on in the race. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. It looks like the AI haven't made their stops either, so we might be able to benefit out of this. So it's going to be very interesting to see where everyone shakes up after they make their pit stops. So now I've got to push, try and rejoin onto the back of the queue, and see how many positions I can gain off this start. Let's go. Well, that was anticlimactic. It looks like everyone has made their stop except for Raikkonen, who comes in now. So unfortunately, we won't be able to get that overtake montage I was trying to line up. But either way, we've got the lead of the Grand Prix now. What we need to do now is push for as many laps as we can until we make our next stop. Basically, we got to keep this 18-19 second lead over Bottas and Rosberg at the moment, so that we can cover that extra pit stop and then be within a sort of a striking distance of trying to attack the leaders, whoever they are, once we make our final stop and chase them down to the end of the race to get this race win. So that's the equation for this race. Now coming in for our second stop, and we'll put on another set of primes, and then we'll put another set of primes on after that to run to the finish. Going very conservative here in this race. It seems tyre wear is a bit harder than what I thought it was going to be, which was very interesting to say the least. 3.1 second stop there. We can see Bottas and Rosberg now making their stops on the very next lap, which is a bit weird, because that means they've either stopped, this is either their first stop of the entire race, or they stopped earlier before the safety car, so they're going to have fresh rubber for the end of the race, which is really weird. Now we have Rosberg trying to overtake us round the outside now, turns to the inside for this right-left chicane, and he's got the lead of the race now, so this is very interesting. Rosberg with much fresher rubber, potentially 1 stop less. He's in a very good position at the moment. Unless he needs to stop again, he's going to have the race win, surely. I'm not too sure, but we need to act as if he's stopping again, because we're effectively racing him. If he doesn't stop again, then it's GG. He's already won. We need to push as much as we can, try and keep Rosberg behind us for as long as we can as well. We're ready to make our stop, and hopefully take some life out of his tyres before he makes his stop as well. So it's getting very interesting in this phase of the race. Very strategic, I must say. The split strategies always throws a spanner into the works sometimes. So here, lap 43, Rosberg has now got the lead of the race. My tyres have really started to go off in the last 2 laps. They don't look that bad, but they really do feel pretty bad, especially on the rear tyres. Getting a lot of rear sliding everywhere, so it's very hard on the traction and just trying to get off corners really well. It's not really working for me. So coming in at the end of this lap, putting on a final set of primes, it should take me to the end of the race fairly well. Should be a fairly quick sprint to the end, and hopefully it should be a out-and-out fight for Rosberg for the lead of this championship. Somehow Hamilton has found his way down the order somehow. I don't think that safety car period really served him too well, so it looks like unfortunately he's going to drop out of this championship race unless he's right behind Button there, which I don't think he is. Massa's behind him as well, so it looks like Hamilton is out of the running for this championship. But here we are, final pit stop for Toro Rosso. Hopefully it's a good one. 3.1 seconds. Thank you, Toro Rosso. You've been very good to me this season. And rejoining on the track, we're trying to push as much as we can to try and make sure that gap stays under 19 or 18 seconds. But it looks like Rosberg, he's not coming in. He never came into the pits, so Rosberg must have stopped really early on in the race. Unfortunately, we just couldn't close him down. He was just too consistent, too fast. He's won the race, and subsequently, he's won the championship. So, unless he has a penalty of some kind, it looks like we're going to lose our first championship for the first time in about 2 or 3 seasons, but it's not too bad. You can't win them all. But here we are, final race in Abu Dhabi. We've come home in 2nd place.
Second place. Brilliant driving. Brilliant driving.
So there we go. That is the F1 2014 modded career mode for Season 4 of the 2013 game. Nico Rosberg has won the championship. He's won the final race. We come home in 2nd. Jenson Button comes home in 3rd for McLaren. Felipe Massa in 4th with Valtteri Bottas in 5th place. Fernando Alonso in 9th with Lewis Hamilton in 8th place. So not too sure what happened with those guys, but very disappointing for them when it really mattered for them in the championship.
You've secured 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship. Well done. I just want to say thank you from myself and the team. It's been a great year.
Thank you, engineer. Getting 2nd place in the Drivers' standings for Toro Rosso. I'm sure it's a magnificent result for the team. Constructors-wise, I'm sorry I couldn't do too much. I only joined halfway through the season after being with Lotus for the first half, so not too much you can do there. Rosberg wins the championship by 4 points. This is without the double points included. If you include double points, then I think the positions are pretty much the same as well. So I decided not to spend 2 hours doing the tables. But either way, Constructors, Toro Rosso finishes in 8th place. Only 30 odd points behind Force India in 7th. So that's been the final episode of the F1 2014 modded career mode. Leave a like if you enjoyed the series. It really did take a lot of effort to make this series possible, and I really do thank you guys for the support you've given over the course of these seasons as well. But that's also been the final race of the F1 2013 game. The next race will be on F1 2014 when the game officially releases in just a few weeks' time. But anyway, I've got a few exciting videos coming starting from Friday at 1 PM UK time, so stick around on the channel for that. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you?